ready. Everything looks good right now.
Man, so we just did 214 wheel horsepower on our very first pull. The graph has a good shape and everything. That is a really good start. And I gotta, you know, attribute that to the guys at Zoom Performance bringing us a well-prepared car. I did not have to lift a wrench to do what we've already done, and so I've been able to focus on, you know, getting the tune set up. On a car like this, on, you know, particularly any kind of this kind of setup, I've literally done hundreds of them, and so I know what it's going to take to make power. I know what mods are going to require what changes, and I can set the map up before. If everything is working, the fuel pump is working, the fuel system is at the right pressure, you know, all the injectors are working, everything is, the right spark plugs are in there. If all those systems are go, then I can make a map that can run a car without even, I didn't even operate the car yet. I just made the map, flashed it over, and, you know, I'm Hawkeyeing the AFR as I proceed, but I see, hey, it's good, it's good, it's good, it's good all the way out. I'm watching the knock reading as well, and everything good. So I know that right now, we definitely have room for optimization, but this car could go to the track right now and get flogged all day long. And that goes hand, you know, with bringing a well-prepared car, you're gonna get a top-notch tune then. All right, so that second pull we did within a couple horsepower of the first pull, and it also looks smooth. It's just a little bit higher everywhere than the prior pull. Looking at the data log, it looks pretty smooth with the exception of out here, the ignition timing. You can see it drops, got a little blip and stays dropped, and you can see it's at 24 degrees. Prior to that, we were at 28, and like I said, it dropped. So as we go into high load, the ignition timing is dropping. And if I go to my table, I can see that I'm actually asking 29 degrees there. So why, if I'm asking 29 degrees, why am I getting 24 degrees? So then I'm gonna look at things like my trims, and I see my IAT was at 113. Let's go look at what the adjustment is at for the IAT. Okay, here's the under ignition compensation, medium to high load. We've got 5.25 degrees of retard at 130 degrees of intake air temperature. That is a bit excessive right there. We do need some timing retard at 130 degrees, but I think more like 2 degrees might be reasonable there. Usually about 100, 105 is where I start applying some kind of timing pullback. Let's do another pull with this IAT ignition trim adjusted down a little bit. I'm gonna take that from 5 to, I'm gonna go to 3 right now. So hopefully we'll find ourselves with another, you know, 1.5 degrees or almost 2 degrees of timing. Cool, we got a few more horsepower on that run. I changed that ignition retard now to 2 degrees at 130, so we might have had, let's see, still 26 and then 27 was our final timing number. I know we can run more timing than that, but I don't need to accomplish it through changing that IAT trim anymore. I need to actually add to the actual ignition timing table now. You don't want to imbalance that seesaw between the IAT. Although I know it can take some more timing, I'm at the right retard for the current intake air temperature. 10 horsepower bump right there. I like that. I could tell right away though, looking at the data log, that it was gonna be a bump because this data log is dead smooth as far as the ignition timing curve. In fact, all elements are smooth. And we got 28 degrees of timing there in the top end, still with that IAT retard of 1.5 degrees or so. So I still have a little bit, maybe more to go, but I think it would be wise for me to check a spark plug at this point in time. All right, we're gonna pull a spark plug real fast and make sure that it looks good and try to see where our timing is at. I mean, I know that we're pretty much in the range that this is gonna want, but let's see where it's actually at. This plug is a little bit harder to read than usual. The timing strap is very hard to see. I can see it. It's down there pretty good. I don't have any more room to go, it would look like. I'm gonna stay there. The plug does look very clean, very happy. Porcelain looks right. We've got a little bit of burn off on the top ring, so it's a good looking plug, and I know that we don't have any more timing to go. I've pulled up the graph of that most recent one and the other 3 previous runs, I guess, or 2 previous runs, but you can see how much better we're looking now, especially in that very top end, where it really carried out and stayed at that peak power all the way out till rev limiter. So looking pretty good right now. That's already a substantial power number for this setup. I don't expect to go much higher than that. I have not changed cam angles very much yet though, so I can see that power doesn't fall off, but it levels off above 6,000, and that is the same place where the cam angle fades away. I know from previous experience that on aftermarket cams, a lot of times you want to extend out the cam angle and not have it fade down as much, but these are still stock cams in here, so it may not respond as well to me extending that angle out. It just depends on the other mods on the car. Like if the intake and exhaust are breathing well enough, then maybe it can support more cam angle. But no matter what, we have that particular cam profile, and it's gonna run out of efficiency at a particular level, no matter what I do, or no matter what other parts. So based on the spark plugs, we're already at optimum timing. So now the only thing left for me to play with is the cam angles. I mentioned earlier extending the cam angles out. I did that just now. So I have 25 degrees as my lowest cam angle at the very big end, which was a gradient down to like 10 or 7 or something like that. So definitely holding out cam angle a lot longer. We're gonna see if power extends out, or maybe it's gonna tank sooner, but we're about to see. Let's see what the shape looks like. Okay, so the peak number actually went down by a horsepower or so. I think the torque did go up a tiny bit, but you can see that even though peak didn't change much or actually went down, here we did do better. So like somewhere, what is it, right here where we did our peak? What was our 7,600? So our peak was out here, but we did do better leading to that peak for sure. Okay, back up. I think that's our high number so far. Man, those plots were identical to each other pretty much. But yeah, we definitely got, by extending the cam angle, we definitely got some extra power here in that top end, in that 6,000 to 7,000 RPM range for sure. Okay, so we've done a high number right now, our highest number, 231. And I see now in the data log, it looks nice and smooth. So take a peek at the, I only have this one small stair step right there, and that's for the intake air temperature ignition retard, you know, about 1.5 degrees from what's in my table to deal with the 116 intake air temperature. So aside from that, everything looks smooth, and there's other parameters I can look at and see. Cam angle looks smooth as well, particularly at the VTEC crossover. There's no big jumps, dips, or anything at the crossover. I know that my AFR is out at the like 12.5, 12.6 that I want in the big end. Ignition timing, I've verified on the spark plugs. And so basically once my data log looks nice and smooth like this, that's it, game over. We've done, you know, several pulls at very close to the same number. All the shapes look nice. So not only the shapes here on the data log look nice, but the dyno plot itself. Of course, when you make this smooth, of course that's gonna be smooth. Just one more run to make sure the car is consistent at that 231 level. And I wanna thank our friends over at Zoom Performance for bringing me such an easy tune to do today. It was pretty enjoyable. I wish they could all be this easy. Let's take it for a rip. All right, 230 wheel horsepower. So within 1 horsepower, I will call that a done deal. She's proven consistent, and I think that's gonna close out the car. If you guys liked what you saw, please consider hitting the like, subscribe, and all that goodness, and see you next time.